Dear students, today's topic is fossa. It is a triangular depression which is present in front of the elbow joint. So what you are seeing is a triangular depression. Just draw an outline. This triangular depression which is present in front of the elbow joint is the cubital fossa. Let's see the boundaries of cubital fossa. It has got the medial boundary, lateral boundary, base and apex. The medial boundary, it is formed by, so first we have to see which is medial, which is lateral. So this is medial and this is the lateral side of the forearm, and we have to try to label this. This is pronator teres. So we can see the median nerve passing through the pronator teres. We can see the median nerve passing through the two heads of pronator teres. So this is the medial, this is lateral. And lateral boundary, it is formed by brachioradialis. This is radialis. And base of it, it is an imaginary line connecting the two epicondyles of humerus. So we know this is the medial epicondyle, and here hiding below the brachioradialis is the lateral epicondyle. So if we draw an imaginary line joining these 2 points, this forms the base of the triangle. And apex is the meeting point of medial and lateral boundaries. So we are seeing here pronator teres and brachioradialis. They are crossing one over the other. We can see the apex here. This point is the apex of the triangle. So these are the boundaries. And apart from the boundaries, the cubital fossa has got the roof, which is formed by the skin, superficial fascia, deep fascia, all that. And it has got the floor. So talking about the roof is formed by the skin. So here in this specimen, the skin is removed. This is the skin to expose the contents of the roof. Then just beneath the skin, we have got the superficial fascia with cephalic vein and basilic vein, which are joined by medial cubital vein. So what you are seeing, this transparent membrane like thing is superficial fascia containing the veins, cutaneous veins and cutaneous nerves. So let's see the important veins present in this. One is the cephalic vein. Cephalic is the lateral side vein. So this is the medial side. This is lateral side. And we can see this vein is the cephalic vein. And here is the basilic vein. And you can also observe a communicating vein between these two, which is called as median cubital vein. So these are the veins present within the superficial fascia. Beneath the superficial fascia is the deep fascia. So what we are seeing is deep structure is the deep fascia, and also the bicipital aponeurosis. You can see the tendon of the biceps. Part of the biceps gets inserted in the form of a tendon. So biceps brachii, before its insertion to the radial tuberosity as the tendon of biceps, part of it continues as a sheet which is called as bicipital aponeurosis, which blends with the roof, forming the roof of this cubital fossa. So what you are seeing here, if you see little more keenly, you can make out that bicipital aponeurosis, which is formed from the biceps muscle. Okay. So these are the contents of the roof and structures forming the roof of cubital fossa. Let's see the floor of the cubital fossa. It is formed by two muscles. One muscle is the supinator, the other is the brachialis. Supinator forms the inferior. So here is the supinator muscle. So this one is the ulna in cross section, and here is the radius, So this is the supinated crust of ulna. So we can see the muscle, it attaches near the supinated crust of ulna, and also it winds round the radius and attaches anterior to the radius by winding round. So attachment is on the lateral side as well as posterior side as well as partly till the anterior side. So this is how the supinator is present. So in cut section, in cross section, you can see the supinated muscle in this way, and here anteriorly this is supinator muscle, and superiorly the upper part of the cubital fossa, the floor is formed by brachialis. So you can see the lower part of the brachialis before its insertion into the ulna. Brachialis gets inserted to the ulnar tuberosity of ulna. So before inserting into the ulnar tuberosity, the lower part of the brachialis also forms the floor of the cubital fossa. So these two structures forms the floor of the cubital fossa. Okay, next moving on to the contents of the cubital fossa. To remember the contents of the cubital fossa, you can remember the abbreviation NTAN. NTAN, from lateral to medial. So let's see the contents now. So the first content N is for the nerve. Lateral most is the nerve, that is the radial nerve. So we can see this is brachioradialis muscle. I will write again in this picture for your better understanding. And if you lift the brachioradialis, it is supplied by the radial nerve. So we can see the radial nerve here, which is the lateral most content. Next to the radial nerve, T is for the tendon. So this is the tendon of biceps. So in cross section, if you see here, this is humerus above, and the deeper muscle here is the brachialis, which is present anterior to the humerus, and the muscle which is present in front of brachialis is biceps brachii, and posterior to the humerus, this is triceps muscle. So if you trace down the biceps brachii muscle, it forms a tendon which is called as tendon of biceps. So the part of the insertion is in the form of bicipital aponeurosis, and part of it inserts in the form of a tendon. So next structure is the brachial artery along with its veins. Brachial artery. And we can see the brachial artery divides into two branches, terminal branches, which are called as radial and ulnar artery. So the one which is going towards the lateral side is the radial artery, which is superficial all through its course. Whereas if you see the ulnar artery, which goes deeper, posterior to the pronator teres. So this is ulnar artery. And this radial artery, it gives off radial recurrent branch to form anastomosis around the elbow joint, and ulnar artery gives anterior and posterior ulnar recurrent and common interosseous branches which takes part in the formation of anastomosis around elbow joint. So if you look at the topic of anastomosis around the elbow joint, you will have a better understanding. And the next structure is the median nerve. Again, TAN. Last N is the median nerve. So the next N is for the median nerve. Median nerve gives branches to flexor digitorum superficialis, flexor carpi ulnaris and palmaris longus. So within the cubital fossa, you can see it gives rise to branches to the muscular branches to flexor digitorum superficialis, flexor carpi ulnaris, then palmaris longus, and it passes between the two heads of pronator teres to enter into the forearm, and where it supplies the pronator teres also. So next, about the clinical correlation of the cubital fossa. So median cubital vein we are seeing in the superficial one. So here we can see this is the median cubital vein, which is the communicating vein between the basilic and the cephalic vein. This is the vein of choice for intravenous injection because it is present within the bicipital aponeurosis, which forms the roof of the cubital fossa. So when you are injecting the needle, the vein won't slip away from its position because it is within the bicipital aponeurosis. So that is the reason the median cubital vein is the vein of choice for intravenous injection. The next is to record blood pressure. So we know brachial artery is in the cubital fossa. So here we can feel the pulsations of the brachial artery. So recorded by auscultating the brachial artery in front of the elbow joint. So these two are the most important clinical correlations which are associated with the cubital fossa. Thank you.